Pro Wrestling Weekly. For over 20 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment radio talk.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
You really do sound like a
grizzled old vet. Is that where you were going with there?
Yes.
To not get you in trouble?
Oh, I'll get in trouble at some point. Believe me, I'll do something.
Well, to keep you out of trouble in this case, at least.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Ooh, I'm getting good at this radio thing.
Yeah. It only took you 5.5 years.
I'm not good at it yet. I'm starting.
Yeah.
Only slightly.
Slowest escalator upward.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Twitch and Mitch.
Hey, glad to be back.
Yay.
You sound very unenthusiastic.
Yes. Well, no, I'm enthusiastic to be on the radio. Just can't wait to see what bit you're going to steal from me next.
I thought your misery was because you didn't skip leg day yesterday.
Well, that could be a part of it, too.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Davey Bly for putting Twitch here through the workout ringer.
Thanks, Davey.
Well, hey, at least you, as I said on Facebook, at least you still are present here and didn't use that as an excuse to call out.
Because I'm sure that would have went over well.
Indeed. So that's why you're the stallion that you are.
Yeah,
to use a Danny Cage term.
Until I won't be here next week and you'll be just publicly flogging me.
That's not the case.
Is that so?
It is so.
Okay, fine. I'll take your word for it.
Yes, no, that is a legitimate. Yeah, there will be no slagging for reasons.
Because of reasons.
Yes, because of reasons, exactly. So a lot of news to get into this week.
Oh, it's the home stretch for Wrestlemania.
It most certainly is. We are just 8 days away from the granddaddy of them all, as the term that Vince McMahon is not a fan of by any means.
Makes it sound old. I'm going to live forever, so will WrestleMania. Yeah, play that music, not the music my wife comes out to.
Well, we might be seeing more of her, possibly. We'll talk a little bit about that story coming up here. But no, WrestleMania is certainly shaping up to be longer than a double marathon.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people...
I don't sleep, neither should any of my friends.
Twitch McMahon in rare form here today.
Look, because Lucas, Twitch DeSangro, isn't that fun. Twitch McMahon, though. Take a listen to that. Almost had to correct myself there.
One of those you thought you were wrong once, but you were actually mistaken?
Sure.
Yeah. Don't think too hard about that one.
I'll hurt myself.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, yes, Don't
laugh. I'm joking. You can laugh. I do actually like Mitch when he's at home and not in the studio. Just joking. I'm just joking with you. It's fun. We're just...
All right, it's all laughs and giggles, I guess.
Just a harmless rib.
It is.
Just the harmless
Although be
rib.
careful there. Your marker bag is being picked up on the microphone.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I should get better at that.
You should. I could be better at not calling it out, but
Who would you be if you didn't?
Well, I wouldn't be the Richard that I am.
Exactly.
Exactly. So we are now up to 14 matches for WrestleMania.
Wow.
It worked for 4. Why not for 35?
I thought it was 16 matches.
Or that was 16 matches. That's right. There were 14 entrants in the tournament. There were so many I lost count at that point. And who knows? A lot can change in the next 8 days. You never know. So including not one but 2 battle royals that are part of the mix. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I forget what year we're up to on that. And then the
it's 5 years. It started at Mania 30.
Yeah. Okay. So this would be the 6th one.
It's going to be easy. No, 30. There's going to be the 5th one.
30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. That'd be the 6th. WWE math. You said it started at 30, right?
Yeah.
Or was it at 31 that it started?
No, it started at 30.
Okay. So
Right.
this will be the 6th.
Right.
It's like the WrestleMania 25, the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania. No, that's actually the 24th. Yeah, that sort of math that kind of.
Right. This is why I'm just the 3rd, Mike.
Well, this is why you draw and don't add or count.
Well, draw in the art sense, yes.
That's what I meant.
Good. Wouldn't want you to. Yeah.
Provide misinformation? Is that what you're
Especially if it's crediting me. No, not at all.
Absolutely not. But yes, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the Not Fabulous Moolah Women's Battle Royal.
I'm just going to call it the Sensational Invitational because Chris Jericho had a good idea. And, yeah.
I like that. In honor of Sensational Sherry.
Yeah, he texted it. He had texted
brilliant.
it to Vince McMahon, and McMahon apparently, allegedly, texted back, "Thanks, but THX thinks."
Thanks, but
Like for the idea, I
thanks,
guess.
but thanks.
I
Like
guess, I don't-
THX isn't that like the abbreviation in text?
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
So thanks, but thanks. Not even a thanks, but no thanks. But no, I like it. I think I'm going to go with that going forward.
That'll be the unofficial name.
The unofficial name, yeah, the Sensational Invitational. It's probably because they don't want to create a tongue twister for the commentators.
It's not that hard. Really isn't that hard to
Well,
say.
It's
Don't want to give them any extra pressure.
Oh, you mean with Vince McMahon yelling in their ear?
Exactly.
Why would you say that?
Yeah. I didn't approve of this. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so yes, we've got the 2 battle royals. We've got the. We've got so many different titles on the line, but finally, after what seemed like the impossible mountain to climb, Kofi Kingston has his title shot against Daniel Bryan. After his tag partners of the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, going through a tag team gauntlet.
Yeah.
But so do you think that the gauntlet ran just 1 week too far? No pun intended.
Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. I mean, it doesn't need too much of I guess look, it'll make the win that much sweeter. You know what I mean? Because not only did Kofi have to fight, but he also had to.
All of the members of the New Day had to fight.
They
for
fought
Kofi's
for
opportunity.
Kofi's dream, and that could also play off the whole thing of, Daniel Bryan last year going like, "Fight for your dreams, and your dreams will fight for you." Sort of ideal.
Which I really hope that gets put into something that's said by Kofi this Tuesday.
That would, yeah, and it's like, fight for your dreams will fight for you. Because Daniel Bryan's calling Kofi a B+ player, which is kind of funny, actually. Someone made a point of in 10 years, Kofi's going to be WWE champion. He's going to be calling Mike Howell Schmidt a B+ player or something like that.
Or Twitch did. Okay, let's not push our luck here.
Yeah.
No, all right.
I ain't trying to put myself over. Don't put me over either, unless it's a battle royal.
Over the ropes, got
Yes,
it.
Exactly.
Which you got one of those coming up to a week from today.
Well,
at the
I don't have one, but Monster Factory does.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm
gonna be away with gonna be with Capital Wrestling all week.
Gotcha. I'm just putting pieces of the puzzle together here. All right. Also, the U.S. Championship on the line that was added here, Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio
That's going to be a great match.
The Intercontinental title, Bobby Lashley against Finn Balor in a rematch.
Can we please have Demon Finn? I want a Demon WrestleMania entrance. Please. Show's already going to take 5 hours. Why not add like 5 more minutes onto that? Just to appease one person.
Yeah, we'll just cut 5 minutes out of the Triple H Batista match. There we go. The no-holds-barred match with now the added stipulation, thanks to Batista's lawyers sending a letter of request, I suppose, that if Triple H loses, he must retire as an active wrestler. Now, not that Triple H has been super active as a wrestler, pushing in on the big 5-0 and doing a lot of the corporate behind the scenes, slowly but surely taking over for Vince McMahon type things.
Yeah.
But still, it's notable as...
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know. Will we see two? Well, we know we're going to see one. That means now will we see 2 farewells, as we've got Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin in his farewell match for Angle.
Yeah.
Man, all these soon-to-be or already pentagenarians finally kind of looking into the sunset.
Yeah. It's about time. For some. It's not, or maybe not about time, but it's like, you wonder how much longer they can go.
And for those wondering, because I'm sure he said pentamo what? Pentagenarians, meaning 50-somethings. Oh, were you one of those going, what? What did he say? No.
Yeah,
Oh,
was.
okay.
I actually never
There
heard
we
that
go.
word before.
Well, like pentagon is 5, so
Yeah.
There we go. We give you vocabulary here, too, on Pro Wrestling Weekly. It's not just fun. You occasionally learn something, too.
Yeah.
You usually learn how much of a buffoon I am. There's another one. There's another drop for you.
Goodness. Also, it's kind of weird to see this particular name as an afterthought, but Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre in a high-profile, nothing really on the line, they just both don't like each other match.
And they're going to beat the crap out of each other, and I like it. I really hope that's what opens the show. It would be nice to see Roman in front of a Mania crowd that isn't tired.
Well, that just means they'll have more energy the smarts will have more energy to potentially boo.
Potentially. Yeah.
Potentially.
If they boo, don't know.
If they boo, you riot.
Yeah, I riot.
A one-man riot.
The man came back from leukemia. Do not boo him. Do not. I will drive to MetLife myself. I don't know where I will be, but I will drive to MetLife Stadium myself, and I will shush every one of you. It's just going to be me walking around the stands going, shh, 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 be nice.
And then Samsel and I will be laughing from section 330, whichever one it is that will be added.
It's like, up.
Oh.
I sense a twitchiness in the air. You think? Oh, I know. You just look across and it's just me going, be nice to him, behave.
Yeah, who let him in? How could he afford those tickets? Something like that. But yeah, no, to throw that in there as well.
Spoiler!
Yes, I'm pointing to the sign now. I'm going to WrestleMania. Because why not? Most other people are. Alrighty. So I was gonna say now I've lost. It's like trying to name the 7 dwarves. You get about 5 in it, you forget which ones you mention here. So we've got AJ Styles and Randy Orton. We've talked about that before. We'll get more into
It's a very stacked card for Mania.
It is. Shane McMahon against The Miz, the ever lovable tag team breakeup.
The conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest explode. In a Falls Count Anywhere match. That's the new twist now. Yeah.
So Mrs. Dad's probably gonna get involved, I would assume.
Possibility. Cruiserweight title, Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. We mentioned the Battle Royal, huh?
It's going to be a good match.
It is. And with that Memorial Battle Royal, the fact that we've got 2 celebrities involved.
Michael Che and Colin Jost.
Of Saturday Night Live
yes.
fame.
I'm rather excited as to see what's going to happen there. I love Michael Che. He's very funny, and he's a huge wrestling fan, like a really, really huge wrestling fan. I sort of am more concerned for Colin Jost because I don't know if he's a fan or if he's just along for the ride on this one, which would be funny to see.
Well, considering he's been doing most of the smack talk, it's
because Michael Che knows better.
Yeah, he's the one who's the voice of reason.
No, it's not even that. It's more of he knows he's probably going to say something inappropriate if he gets on the mic. He's self-aware enough.
All right, fair enough.
Che is very funny, but he's also for a TV 14 to TV mature crowd.
And somehow they put him into this.
That's why they didn't give him the mic.
Somehow.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and we've got the fatal four-way match for the women's tag titles. The Boss and Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks, against the Divas of Doom, Natalya and a returning Beth Phoenix out of retirement.
Nice.
Against the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce,
Nice.
and then Nia Jax and Tamina, all for the women's tag team title.
This is I love WrestleMania.
And then Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins for the Universal title. That's been set since
Nice.
the Royal Rumble.
Nice.
And now an added wrinkle to your main event. That's the other, well, that in itself is a wrinkle, as WWE announced this week that for the first time in the company's history, WrestleMania will close with a women's match for its main event, as Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey will face new SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, as well as Becky Lynch in a triple threat match to close out the show.
Well, holy frickin' heck.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, did you say it. Boy, howdy. And amazing to think that 3 years ago, feels like even longer than that, I believe. But a little while back, that WWE rebranded the Divas division as the women's division and placed a greater spotlight on WWE's female performers.
And it was in a triple threat match, which Charlotte and Becky were involved in, mind you. For the women's, it was Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha Banks.
Including more prominent storylines and deeper character development that showcases their athleticism, charisma, and star power. And kind of took them from just being...
The bathroom break.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far. I was going to say being an attraction, a side, the sideshow, almost in the same vein as the vertically challenged wrestlers, because I don't think we can use the M word anymore.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
a fair
playing it
assumption.
safe.
Yep.
I don't want to get into trouble.
Well, they wrestled at WrestleMania 3 with King Kong Bundy and Big
Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah.
Lord Littlebrook and the rest of them.
Yes.
Exactly. But, yeah, they're definitely not a sideshow no more. They are in the main event, and we'll have the predictions certain to go wrong coming up next week. And
I will provide mine via text.
Gotcha. Not so live via satellite.
No.
No? Okay.
No, it's going to be a long week.
It is.
Fun week. It's going to be a long week.
You ain't kidding. And we got a whole bunch more to get into. We're already on our first time out here, so we're going to take care of that. We'll come back. We've got Ed from Northeast Philly to give us a look at the local scene, as well as a whole bunch more, including the latest entrance into the WWE Hall of Fame, and it's certainly one that a lot of people, I think, will love or certainly have a lot of heart for. Also, a popular diva/women's wrestler announcing her retirement. We'll let you know who that is. As well as another retirement from the Gridiron that might be making his way to WWE. Yeah, we'll...
The Gridiron, you said.
Yeah, we'll ponder that one.
Because I was going to say, there was one from the Octagon as well, I thought. I don't know if it was this week, but...
No, I know what you're talking about. Plus, follow-up in a good story from last week that unfortunately turned to not so good. Uh-oh. And, well, we've got some more money talk in a different sense. It's all about the money.
It's all about the money. It's all about...
One was enough. All right, you're flagged, and you're flagged for now. You're cut off, and a timeout until...
Twitch McMahon is cut off?
You're cut off until we come back.
Twitch McMahon
this is
really going at it.
Yeah, exactly. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Bristol Riverside Theater presents Sandy Hackett's Rat Pack Show April 5th through April 7th. Experience this critically acclaimed theatrical production which recreates what it would have been like to see legendary icons Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Joey Bishop live on stage together. Tickets at brtstage.org or call 215-785-0100.
Not on my watch, our military service members say, as they volunteer to serve, as they move out, stand firm, and take fire. So not on our watch, we say, to the severely ill or injured veterans who can't get the care they deserve to live full and independent lives, even when there's no government funding or a nursing home seems like the only option. We won't leave one warrior behind. Not on our watch. Join us at findwwp.org.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
Hi, this is Sarah Floyd, Director of Care Advocacy, and we're Bucks County Elder Law, a life care planning law firm. It's not easy talking to loved ones or friends about long-term care. However, the reality is things happen. And people are naturally lousy planners who tend to be overly optimistic. It's no fun reminding people that they may need long-term care. One way to get people to take action is to discuss the benefits of planning versus the consequences of not planning. At Bucks County Elder Law, we empower you to make the best legal, care, and planning decisions for you and your family. We invite you to call us today at 215-493-0727 to schedule a free initial consultation and to join us each Tuesday at 9 a.m. for Senior Legal Strategies right here on WBCB. And visit our website at www.buckscountyelderlaw.com.
What script? We got rid of it, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah, you crumbled it up. Wait, no. It's in the waste bucket. I don't know why I just called it a waste bucket. I've been watching too much British television.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
No, sorry, that's the rubbish bin. It's in the.
Where most of your jokes go. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Twitch and Mitch, a rather grimacing Twitch and a smiling Mitch. And they're, oh wow.
Oh, man.
Do I have to separate
Just
you two?
laugh at my pain, why don't you?
You were laughing.
At the time.
At the time.
Was acceptable at the time.
It was acceptable at the time. Something that's always acceptable is our look at the local scene, courtesy of Ed from Northeast Philly. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Good afternoon. MLW is going to have some shows on TV.
MLW is coming this way?
Yes. They're going to have, I think this Friday, a special 2-hour on Friday night, 9 to 11, and Saturday is 9 to 10 on Begin Sports.
Good old BN Sports.
And USA is having something this week. Or not this week, next week, I think. The kickoff show on next Sunday.
Yes, they're doing one half of the, because the kickoff to WrestleMania is 2 hours. They're doing the latter hour leading right up to WrestleMania from 6 to 7.
And they also have the Hall of Fame Monday After Raw.
Yes, they're going to have the abridged version, the to use a Spaceballs line, the short version of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which we have a little bit more to talk about with that going on. We'll get into that in a little bit.
And Extreme Rules went on sale yesterday.
Yes, the tickets for Extreme Rules in Philadelphia on Sunday, July 14th. That certainly should be a goodie.
Well, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Philadelphia certainly is known for being extreme over the years. That is an understatement. So we'll see how WWE's spin on it is this year, but plenty to get to for that, but not for another couple of months here, as we're just here at the end of March, and that's in mid-July. But I'm sure there are maybe some tickets available still, but possibly not. It looked like it was a difficult get even on the pre-sale.
Hershey, PA has a super show tomorrow night leading up to WrestleMania.
Oh, very nice. Yep, keeping it kind of local. They're staying out of Philly. Smart move, but Hershey, a nice kind of not quite as large town to kind of build up in this northeast area before all of the hullabaloo that starts this coming, what?
No, hullabaloo. It's a silly word. I like it.
Okay.
Can you spell that?
No, I can't, and I won't.
I can. I'm not going to now.
Maybe I can. I just don't want to try.
I was taking a shot at you. Sorry.
I know you were taking a shot at me, Ed.
Hey, what was that? What was that quote? Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
Well, I do not. I will do not spell hullabaloo.
You will do not. Okay.
Nice English.
That's impossible. That's impossible. Darn it! I messed up the quote. I can't even do Ralph Wiggum right.
Twitchville English? That's impossible. Is that what you were going for?
Yes.
Okay. We're moving on.
I promise to behave. I said that last week.
Okay. That makes one of us.
And KCW has a doubleheader, like I said last week. Derby Brawl and a class fight in Derby, Pennsylvania Rec Center on April 13th, starting at 3 p.m.
Sounds like a goodie. Keystone Championship Wrestling.
And somebody was telling me about the G1 Supercard was sold out at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, MSG sold out. Can't go wrong with that. And I saw an article, I didn't get the chance to read it, but I saw the headline on it about Jay Lethal being interviewed as the first non-WWE wrestler to headline a Madison Square Garden wrestling card in over 60 years. Yeah, that's some pretty good history.
And when did I put that on one? Something about. I'll probably do that next week.
Yeah, we'll get to that another time. There's still a lot to get into here. I think I spent not that WrestleMania has a cap in terms of the time and coverage, but there's still a lot more we've got to get into. And appreciate the look at the local scene as always, Ed. And we'll catch up if not next week, the week after.
All right. Have a nice day.
Yep, you do the same. Thanks so much for the call.
Adios.
So we mentioned he mentioned the Hall of Fame and the rebroadcast of it. Now, we were speculating last week about the different possible celebrity entries for the WWE Hall of Fame, and unless we hear something this Monday, apparently like Richard Pryor and Brewster's Millions, the choice ends up being none of the above.
Oof.
Yeah. A curveball was thrown as a second tag team is being inducted this year in Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the Hart Foundation. So this will be Bret's second Hall of Fame induction, once as a solo, once as a tag team. And the Hart Foundation, they will join Warrior Award winner Sue Aitchison, Harlem Heat members Booker T and Stevie Ray, Torrie Wilson, the Honky Tonk Man, and from Degeneration X, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chyna, X-Pac, the Road Dogg, and Billy Gunn.
All of Degeneration X.
Well, I mean, like they're not inducting Rude or, Ravishing Rick Rude or, Tory or Kane or there were a few other auxiliary DX members when things kind of went toward the end. Just if they inducted the NWO, for example, they'd have to induct like 70 people.
That's fair.
Because that kept just growing and growing and expanding and branching off. And then would you include the LWO, the Lucha? Yeah. Exactly. There's just a lot of not good with that. But congrats to Bret and the late Jim the Anvil Neidhart. It's just unfortunate that it took his passing to perhaps get that pushed up to the queue a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, some interesting retirement news. First, since you had been intrigued about it prior to the break here, we'll talk about the gridiron one first. With now former NFL tight end Rob Gronkowski announcing his retirement from the New England Patriots and professional football, speculation has begun on when or if Gronk will make his way to the squared circle. Considering that he took part in a WrestleMania 33 angle and also is a frequent visitor of good close friend Mojo Rawley when he had worked NXT matches. Well, Rawley had spoken with TMZ regarding that possibility, and here's what he had to say about it.
We've seen him at WrestleMania, so we know he's a wrestling guy here, one of his best friends. Is the wrestling path one that we might see Rob go down?
That wouldn't shock me one bit. I mean, he's always been a wrestling fan. I know WrestleMania, he was all excited about it. We still joke around about it. We're all still really proud of that moment. So yeah, man, in the future, I'm sure at some point you'll see him inside a WWE ring in one capacity or another. But I don't know if that day's going to be today.
Seems like from the WWE side of things, they would, we've seen how it's worked with Ronda and people crossing over, that the WWE would be interested in someone of, Rob's stardom crossing over.
I'm absolutely positive they would be pretty receptive to that. I mean, a guy that can move the way he can, that has his size and just his overall demeanor and charisma, yeah, that's kind of what we recruit around. That's exactly what we're looking for here. So, I'm sure they'd be on board with it. And like you said, there's been a lot of superstars from other walks of life that have come here and been successful. And, that's kind of the beauty of WWE is everyone's got their own story. They all have their own path of getting here. And it's just a very diverse and unique locker room. So, yeah, he'd be a perfect fit. Absolutely.
What would Mojo's message be to Gronk?
Hey, man, he already knows how I feel about his football career, and he already knows what the message is. Yo, let's go, baby. It's time to turn up. The handcuffs are off. You don't have the Patriots and the NFL, locking you down anymore. So I'll tell you what, if you thought Gronk was wild before, I'm telling you, wait till you see him without the shackles on, because it's a whole nother beast. I'm actually pretty excited about this.
So there you go. Yeah, Mojo, he gets hype and stays hype. And he's definitely hype about the possibility, but I don't know, an unshackled Rob Gronkowski in WWE? Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. It's interesting, to say the least.
Interesting, as Artie Johnson would say. Nothing like a dated 50-year-old reference on my part. It's like nobody remembers Laugh-In. Well,
I do. But
yeah, exactly. There are more who do, or who probably
maybe not remember, but know of.
Who know of it?
You'd have to be alive at the time to remember it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure Ted knows of it in there. Sock it to me. Yeah, but moving on here, and another retirement in another sense here. Nikki Bella announcing her retirement from WWE in-ring action on this past Sunday's season finale of Total Bellas. Because, for those of us who don't watch Total Bellas, which is quite a few of us.
Yeah.
She cited travel as one of the reasons behind her decision. Now, Brie Bella had announced her in-ring retirement on a previous episode of the reality show, so both Bellas are retired from in-ring action, but they'll continue to both work for the company via the reality shows and other projects, but this is pro wrestling, and the announcements were made on reality television shows, so never say never.
Yeah. Remember when we thought Cena and Nikki were getting married?
Yeah.
Reality shows, guys. It's reality shows.
Yeah. Awkward.
Yep.
Moving on. So, something else that's been a little bit awkward in a weird sense is, sort of commonplace that's been going on of the elimination or abbreviation of names in WWE.
Yeah.
The most recent recipient, I don't want to necessarily say victim, is Mustafa Ali, who has now just been shortened to Ali. Which seems kind of odd because, that name is so commonly used for the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Not really a big... it's a good comparison, but not necessarily you want to misassociate with. But it continues the theme of chopping names down to mononyms.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Do you want me to go over some of the others in recent times?
I mean, reiterate to everyone else.
Yeah, reiterate to everyone else.
I know, for the most part. But
I mean, I put down a list here of how many here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whoa.
Okay, well.
Do it.
All right, then, Mr. Know-It-All. Since you say you got them all right, then rattle them off for me. I'll check them off the list.
Okay, so
here.
how long ago is this list?
Within the last 5 years.
Okay, so I would say Andrade instead of Andrade Cien Almas. Rusev as opposed to Alexander Rusev. Big E as opposed to Big E Langston.
That's one that I was a little hesitant that most people would get.
Oh my God, there have been so many.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Should I get the Jeopardy theme going?
No. I thought that I forgot that there were a lot more. I had for the most part. I mean, Ali obviously would be on the list.
Yeah, but separate from Ali because we just talked about it.
Yeah. Luke Harper.
Yep.
Into Harper. Eric Rowan into Rowan.
Yep.
But that was, I think does it count if they get their names back?
Because it occurred, but yes, I see what you're saying. But yeah, no, I had them listed.
So how many have I rattled off so far?
That is half of them.
5 more.
I think so that way we don't take the entire time. We're going to just kind of stop it from there and just move on to the rest of them here.
I forgot how many there were.
Yeah, exactly. When I said the 10, that should have been a red flag of, oh, maybe I don't know all of them.
You know what the sad thing is? I'm sure I'm going to remember as soon as
I mention them. That's always how it is when you're put on the spot. There's more recently from Heavy Machinery, Otis Dozovic and Tucker Knight.
Well, I didn't even realize that happened.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, breaking news.
The NXT call-ups don't count. Come on.
And then the other 3 here, this one previously, because they're no longer with WWE, but Adrian Neville, shortening to Neville.
Right. Oh, yeah, I should have remembered that one.
Antonio Cesaro.
No! Oh, I missed it.
And of all people, you should know this one because some people have tried to walk with you.
Elias
and Elias Sampson.
I stink.
No, it was hard. It was just you didn't know how deep the water was before you went into it. That's all. Thought it was a puddle and it turned out to be a lake. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On that note, I think we're going to swim our way to our second time out here and then come on back on the other side with some more news, notes, hilarity, hijinks, and a whole bunch more here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Lee Piccarello inviting you to tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. to The Head Game, a must-listen show for athletes and coaches of all levels and ages. Mindful Athlete Training in Newtown, Pennsylvania is a mental circuit training program that prepares the athletes to perform at the highest level of today's game. Athletes get into the zone faster and stay there longer. Tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. right here on WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
College Hoops Hysteria continues all month long at the #1 sports bar in North America, Chickies and Pete's, baby. Watch all tournament games at all Chickies and Pete's locations and enjoy daily drink specials and happy hour food specials. Chickies and Pete's, voted by ESPN as the #1 sports bar in North America, where you'll find the best game watching experience anywhere. Click chickiesandpete's.com for ongoing tournament specials and locations. Chickies and Pete's, your headquarters for College Hoops Hysteria.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
We all want safe, nurturing care for our children, but finding a provider we trust can be hard. Not anymore. Thanks to your local Early Learning Resource Center, we help families find convenient, licensed childcare providers that keep children safe and help them learn so their stars can really shine. We may even be able to help with your childcare costs. Find the Early Learning Resource Center near you at raiseyourstar.org, sponsored by the Office of Child Development and Early Learning.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, March 30th. On this date in 1998, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Chicago, Illinois. In the main event, Roddy Piper defeated Hollywood Hogan by disqualification. On this date in 1998, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from Albany, New York. In the main event, the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn defeated Cactus Jack and Terry Funk in a steel cage match to win the WWF Tag Team Championships. On this date in 2003, WWE held its WrestleMania 19 pay-per-view. In the main event, Brock Lesnar pinned Kurt Angle to win the WWE Championship. On this date in 2008, WWE held its WrestleMania 24 pay-per-view. In the main event, The Undertaker defeated Edge by submission to win the World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, March 30th.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Ron Derry here with you alongside Twitch and Mitch.
Hello.
Heyo.
Good times. And good times going to be had in terms of musical entertainment at WrestleMania coming up a week from tomorrow. First off, it was announced that gospel singer Yolanda Adams will be performing America the Beautiful. And then an additional musical involvement, no, not just Elias, as if that wasn't enough, WWE announcing Tuesday that Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Joan Jett will perform at WrestleMania on Sunday, April 7th in front of a capacity crowd at MetLife Stadium and live on WWE Network around the world, playing her hit song Bad Reputation as WWE Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey makes her entrance to the ring and defends the title in that women's triple threat main event against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. So you get the live entrance music, which is a very cool thing to...
Yeah, that definitely sounds cool.
Yeah, having experienced that previously with your boy back in WrestleMania 29 when Living Colour did Cult of Personality live in the stadium, in that same stadium.
I feel like we should go over, like, best and worst live performances for entrance music played to the ring.
Well, I think we can do that next week when you're... Oh. All right,
Wow,
that was
okay.
that was my one. Everybody gets one. Right, Spider-Man?
Tell him, Peter.
Tell him, Peter. Yeah,
everybody gets one.
There you go. All right, now to some not-so-good news here. Remember how we talked last week about Ring of Honor's Flip Gordon being medically cleared to return to the ring after being sidelined by a torn MCL back in January?
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. Gordon tweeted on Monday night, quote, "Unfortunately, this morning I woke up and my knee was completely locked up. I was able to make it onto my flight and just landed back home, but still can't bend it completely. I have a doctor's appointment scheduled for tomorrow morning." Then that following morning, Ring of Honor announced that Gordon will not be able to wrestle as advertised on an event coming up tomorrow in Baltimore. The report on the ROH website reads, quote, "There is concern that Gordon may have suffered a bucket handle meniscus tear, which would require surgery and keep him out of action for 4 to 6 months. The extent of the injury will not be known until the results of Gordon's MRI exam are in."
Oh, my.
Yeah, so it's from bad to worse, man. I mean, take care of your knees, people.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Textbook definition of a bummer.
That is. That's, I don't know what else to say about that other than it's not fun. And yeah, try to, well, not just the knees, but take care of all your body parts.
Yeah.
Well,
don't go stealing my cadences now. Stop it.
I can't.
I just,
No, don't go stealing my cadences now.
All right,
Stop.
enough, you two.
Yeah, let's actually.
I'll turn this show around and go home.
But Dad.
Actually, we're getting close to the go home. All right, and one thing to do with that, well, WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon. Yeah, we had some money talk a little earlier that we were teasing. Here it is. He sold 3.2 million shares of WWE stock on Wednesday, according to SeekingAlpha.com. The story stating that McMahon sold the stock mainly to fund Alpha Entertainment, so that way we can hear once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the XFL.
Yes, and that it also mentioned that he has no plans to sell additional shares. Now, interestingly enough, this is where it gets a little twisty here. The selling of the shares came on the same day that their rival football league, the Alliance of American Football, remember we talked about that started up a little bit ago? They announced that it may not survive a second season. Yeah, Pro Football Talk reports that AAF majority owner Tom Dundon told USA Today that the AAF may need the NFL Players Association to agree to allow young NFL players to play in the AAF next year, and if that doesn't happen, there may not be a next year for the AAF. He added, quote, "If the Players Union is not going to give us young players, we can't be a development league. We are looking at our options, one of which is discontinuing the league." Now, Dundon was brought into the AAF shortly after the inaugural season launched in February, and he indicated that he saw it as a long-term investment, but he also indicated that he sees the future of the league as being an official minor league of the NFL. So he said if he can't work out such a deal with both NFL players and NFL owners, he may not keep the league afloat much longer.
That's
Tug
not
at the
good
collar a little bit on that one. Ooh. And some other slight tugging of the collar news. WWE SmackDown champion Jimmy Uso agreed to plead no contest to the charge of interfering with a government employee stemming from his February 13th arrest in Detroit. Uso was also ordered to pay $450 in fines, according to TMZ.com. The incident occurred after Naomi, as well as Uso, were pulled over by police when she drove their vehicle the wrong way down a one-way street. Uso exited the car, removed his shirt, and struck a fighting pose before calming down. Naomi, who was driving the vehicle, was neither arrested nor ticketed. Things happen.
It's a shame.
It is.
Yep.
And Linda McMahon will resign her post as the head of Small Business Association, according to a Politico.com story. Of course, she's the wife of WWE owner Vince McMahon, and she's been part of the presidential cabinet until recently. There is already talk that she may play a role in fundraising for Donald Trump's re-election campaign for next year. And the story also states that McMahon is scheduled to visit Trump at his Mar-a-Lago private club in Florida this weekend. Now, Linda was confirmed for the position back in February of 2017, and she stepped down as the CEO of WWE back in 2009. And finally, this one pains me a little bit here in a boomer kind of way. Jim Ross announced that he is stepping away from WWE after 26 years.
I knew this. He announced that a while ago, didn't he?
Well, it made news because yesterday was actually his last contracted day.
Ah, oh, okay.
And he had spoken with ESPN's Outside the Lines Ryan Smith regarding the decision to move on. For the purposes of time, because it's about a 5-minute clip and we've only got about 7 minutes, pretty much he just talked about how he kind of saw the writing on the wall 5 years ago where he was, to use the sports analogy, put on the, did not play coach's decision list, essentially. And how he still feels like he's got a lot to contribute, so he's looking for other ventures, and he has no ill will toward WWE, and he still gets along great with Vince McMahon, and everything's all good to go with that. And he doesn't know where he's going to go. He was pressed in the interview as to whether he would go to All Elite Wrestling, and he said that there's been talks. He actually, the only agent that he knew, he said, was his State Farm agent, but now he actually has a full-blown agent. So his agent's talking to the people with AEW, and while it's a possibility, nothing has been signed as of yet. So it'll be interesting to see where good old JR goes from here, but at this point, it is not with WWE, as it was 26 years ago, back in 1993, that he debuted in the WWE wearing a toga.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was from WrestleMania 9.
WrestleMania 9.
The world's largest toga party at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, it was the very first event that I saw, and somehow after watching that travesty, I became a wrestling fan, and thanks to that toga party, I sit here before you now. So, how much of a travesty was it really?
It was still pretty bad.
Yeah, it was.
After the first 2 matches.
In fairness, I was 11 at the time. I was extremely naive.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, you still are.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
What, like I'm going to get mad for him speaking the truth? No, stop it.
No, why would I do that? All right, we've got quite a bit here, so even though it's about a minute or so early, it is time for...
birthdays.
I'm just let him have it. Just let him have it.
I guess I'll take it.
Again,
you guess you'll take it? You jumped right at the chance.
But you said you'll let me have it.
Yeah, because I... After the fact.
This is gold. Every time, it's something different, and it's never planned. That's the best part of it. All right, 5 plus 6 Brucey bonuses. Let's get on to it here, making up for last week because we only had the one. On this date in 1945, Roger Barnes was born, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion and WWF superstar known as Rugged Ronnie Garvin, turned 74 today.
Garvin for Hall of Fame.
Yes, I even put in my notes here, #Garvin for Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
OSW Review. On this date in 1958, Lawrence Michael Rotunda was born, the former 5-time WWF Tag Team Champion known both as Mike Rotunda and Erwin R. Shyster, otherwise known as IRS, the Wrestling Tax Man. And don't forget, April's right around the corner. Do your taxes. He turned 61 today. On this date in 1983, Zachary Mark Gowan was born, the former WWE and TNA competitor noted for being the first one-legged competitor in professional wrestling, as his left leg was amputated at the age of 8 due to cancer, but went on to wrestle and still continues to wrestle on one leg to this day. He turns 36 today. On this date in 1987, Greg Marisculo was born, the former WWE, Ring of Honor, and New Japan Pro Wrestling star and current All Elite Wrestling star known previously as Trent Beretta and Beretta, turns 32 today. OSW must be loving today. All their favorites are being mentioned. And a little inside note, on this date in 1991, Tyron Watson was born, the current MFPW middleweight medallion champion known as Tyga
Longest
Watson.
reigning title holder right now.
Currently in the MFPW, known as Tyga Watson. He turns 28 today. He's held the title for close to a year now. And to the Brucey bonuses. Yeah, I had to throw that in there. Show Tyga some love.
I don't blame you.
Brucey bonuses, things outside of the world of wrestling. On this date in 1930, John Allen Aston was born. The actor and voice artist best known for his role as Gomez Addams in the sitcom The Addams Family from back in the 60s, and former husband of Patty Duke as well. He turns 89 today. Yeah, even Ted's going, wow.
Whoa.
On this date in 1937, Henry Warren Beatty was born. Yeah, the Academy Award-winning actor, director, producer, and screenwriter known for movies including Bonnie and Clyde, Heaven Can Wait, Reds, Dick Tracy, and Rules Don't Apply, and one of the 3 men who the Carly Simon song You're So Vain is about.
Allegedly.
No, she admitted it back in 2015.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were 3, but the second verse was about him. Turns 82 today. On this date in 1945, keeping going to music from the You're So Vain, Eric Patrick Clapton was born. The guitarist, singer, and songwriter with hit songs including I Shot the Sheriff, Wonderful Tonight, which The Rock greatly covered for Vicky Guerrero.
He didn't use
no,
Sweetheart,
exactly.
though.
No, he didn't use Sweetheart. Tears in Heaven and Change the World. He turned 74 today. On this date in 1950, Anthony Robert McMillan was born, the Scottish actor known for his roles as Valentin Zhukovsky in the James Bond films GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough, as well as Rubeus Hagrid in the Harry Potter films.
Really?
Known professionally as
Hagrid
Robbie...
was a Bond villain. What did I say about my cadences?
I don't
Mitch,
know.
Again!
We've got a minute.
That up.
Professionally known as Robbie Coltrane, he turned 69 today. On this date in 1958, Maurice LaMarche was born. The voice actor and comedian known for roles including the Brain from Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, as well as numerous characters on the series Futurama, he turned 61 today. The same thing we do every night, Pinky, try to take over the world. And on this... Exactly.
See, he gets it.
And on this date in 1962, Stanley Kirk Burrell was born. Who's that? The hip-hop recording artist with hit songs including You Can't Touch This and Too Legit to Quit, known professionally as MC Hammer, turns 57 today. Yeah, Hammer don't hurt me. Wow, that's a great way to close out here, and that's going to just about do it for us. Next week, well, we've got WrestleMania action to talk about as it's the WrestleMania weekend, plenty going on. Until next week, thanks for tuning in, and play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB.